Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Hein, and today I googled why is my succulent ... and the very first thing came up was why is my succulent dying? And it's quite a interesting question, because there's so many answers. I mean, to starters, I can tell you three things. Number one, it could be that there is too much sun or too little sun. Number two is the water, too little water or too much water. And then number three is the soil. You know, the soil, maybe it is now too old in the same pot. So then it's gonna start showing certain symptoms. If it's got too much sun, it's gonna show certain symptoms. If it's got too much water, then it's gonna show certain symptoms, such as too little water is also some symptoms. So let's get jumping in with the symptoms. Alright, so number one, sun. Too much water, too little water. Too much water is the leading cause of death for succulents. It is like number one, because a succulent will die just like that with too much water. The roots will go first. That's the first step to know your succulent's rotting, is it will just be loose. You'll see the leaves go black. So you'll see a little black leaf there. It won't have any roots, and you can literally just pull it apart because the leaves are mushy. But now on the flip side of the coin, too little water, then the leaves literally dry out. So instead of being nice and plump, they're all of a sudden, you know, a bit thinner, and they're more up towards the sun, because they're really looking for the water. And just a quick one, succulents are xerophytes, which means that they store the water in their leaves. And succulents grow also from leaf. So all that nice nutrients that's kept in the leaf will make a little baby. That's why a lot of succulents do grow from the leaf. Not all of them. But they're xerophytes, so they store water, and succulents, they always grabbing water. They're like, yes, I want condensation in the morning. I want from the rocks that are surrounding me in my garden. I'm getting the lovely water from the rain. Rainwater is the best water. There is no off button to succulents grabbing water or just soaking it all up. Succulents will soak up that water, and they'll be like, yes, this is amazing, until they OD. They OD and then they die. Unfortunately, they die very quickly. The solution to that is chop its head off where you see it's rot. Because the rot, if this is now the stem, alright, and up here is going to be the leaves, there's going to be a portion where it's going to be brown and then green. Brown, green, brown, and green. And do yourself a favor and take your scissors and chop it over there. And then you'll look at the stem like that. It is going to have brown, and the brown means rot. But if it's still nice and green, then it means that it's still alright. So chop the brown away, because that's a rot, and then you can simply put that piece into new soil, and then it will flourish again. If it is now in the sun, there's two things. It can have too little sun, and it can have too much sun. So what that means is, when it's got too much sun, the succulent will literally burn. The tips of the leaves will go black. It will have black dots, black spots. The tips of the leaf will be nice and red, like really red. But then will come a time where the red starts taking over the leaf, and then it starts getting black spots, and the leaf just turns thin and dies. But if it's now too little sun, that leaf will literally stretch out. It will look for the sun, like, please give me the sun. And it will die. It will go pale. It won't, when you give it water, the sun won't be able to absorb, or I don't know, if you give a shaded succulent water, it's more likely to die, because the soil just stays moister for longer, and it just makes sense. Try it at home. Have a look at your succulents. Look at your succulents which are creeping towards the sunlight. Are they like saying, hey, I want sun? That means that they're shaded. Give them a tiny bit more light. What you can do there is move them simply into a place where there's more sunlight. Or what you can do is chop off the head and then put it into fresh soil. Somewhere where it's preferably in the shade or semi-shade, because it doesn't have roots yet. So until you see it's gonna get roots, give it like 2 or 3 weeks. Then it will start then you can start maybe putting it into more sunny areas. And the bigger the size of the cutting, the easier it will grow from a cutting. So why is my succulent dying? Man, now you know. You're gonna have to look, is it the sun, too much sun or too little sun? Is it water, too much water or too little water? And number 3, is it the pot? Is the pot soil too old? So this is a difficult one because congratulations, first of all, if your pot is too small for the succulent, or if your soil is too old for the succulent, because that means that you did a great job, and all you need to do is to save the succulent is to simply transplant it into a bigger pot. Well done on growing that succulent. I have got a guide about how to maintain these beautiful succulent babies, and that is in the guide in the website below, succulentacademy.com. Check it out, it is awesome. And thank you so much for watching the video. I'm so excited to actually share this information because I just googled why is my succulent ... and why is it dying? Dying, too much sun, too little sun. Water, too much water, too little water. And old soil or new soil. What? Pots that are too small. There's of course diseases that play a role, but that's the obvious. That is the obvious. You know, I'll talk again about diseases, but lice, it's diseases. So that's it. That's all of these succulents behind me. They are growing, and they've been growing, and they've got mother plants, and I want to share this knowledge about how I grew them with you, who is looking for a dying succulent, about the remedy. Why is your succulent dying? So hope you enjoyed the video. Like, share and subscribe. Check out my website, succulentacademy.com. And in the next video, I'm going to search again, a Google search, why is my succulent ... and have a look at the next question just for you. If you have a question about why is your succulent ... comment below. Comment below and I'll make a video.